it's me, Yuhoui from Twitch. A very long while ago, like back in July. Hey July, it's me, freaking September. I posted on Instagram and on Twitter and being like, hey, I should do a Q&A on YouTube. And you guys answered, or like gave me all your questions, and I never made a video until now. many moons later. So here I am answering your questions. First one, which is from Junior Squire, who is saying, so we have our own self-awareness, but how do we know everyone else is real? And shortly told, you don't. I immediately got really hooked on that question and got researching into it, because it's called something called nihilism, apparently, like where you don't believe that anything else except you is real. And there are tons of theories, and then you have the whole like brain in a jar theory, that because the brain is electrical impulses, that why, like, how could you know that you just aren't creating this world through electrical impulses from like that your brain is actually a jar, and so on. There are tons of movies that are discussing this, and it's really fascinating. But all in all, to answer the question, you don't. You just gotta believe. And then we have the second question, which is from Anke, or Ank. I can still never remember how to say it. What do you think of the Fermi paradox, and do you think it's correct, or do you think that we are all the first intelligent species? And I must admit, I don't know what Fermi paradox is. So let me just like quickly read up on that. Paradox. Look at me, Google. Okay, so the Fermi paradox, or Fermi's paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi, is the apparent contradiction between the lack of evidence and high probability estimates for the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations. Hello, I can't speak. But anyway, so apparently, like, it's talking about aliens, like if there's a chance that there are aliens. Now, if I think it's correct, do you think that we're the first intelligent species? That's a really difficult question. I mean, like, I want to believe, I want to hope, but I've always kind of had a sense, or have had an inkling, that there's something more, of course, as you do. And I don't know, that we're the only intelligent species. It's a really good question. And then of course we have the Rex Morgan, Barracuda, who's asking to be or not to be. And of course we always say to be, because we always want to exist, and we always want to be, because we always want to achieve amazing things. And just create, and just be, and enjoy, and learn, and meet, and greet, and blah blah blah. I have spiraled down into a hole of weird words. And then we have Katie Games 95, who asks, do you think dogs chase and return their ball because they think it's their owner who enjoys throwing the ball? Oh, that's adorable. In joking matter, yes, of course. All the dogs are this smart, as they know that our brain is, we're just like, oh man, why is our owner doing this all the time? But honestly, it's really intriguing to think of other species' thought process, because nobody can really thought process the way that we do, and I don't ever think we can try and put ourselves into their minds either. I know there are tons of books who have kind of tried, the sci-fi and fantasy books where you turn into a wolf, so you talk in sense and feelings and stuff like that, instead of with regular words. Like, for example, if a wolf had a name, it wouldn't be Jared, it would be like the scent of a rising moon or something. Again, speculating. So of course, trying to think what a dog is thinking is difficult. But I think it all, you have dogs who aren't all into chasing. Some doesn't like to chase things. It's kind of what they're bred to do. So you have the Labradors or the Retrievers, who are all they're kind of bred up to go get things and retrieve them and bring them to you. Ergo the name. Don't take my facts for it. I'm just sprouting words. Don't quote me on anything. I think it's more for like their enjoyment. I don't really think they think too much about us wanting or needing anything. I think. That's a really good question. And then we have Oprah freaking Winfrey, also known as That Guy, or I'm That Guy. Why did you start streaming and making bomb-ass YouTube videos, and how do you stay motivated? Which is a very fantastic question. Thank you so much. I'm That Guy, you're always on point. Let's get this story out there. I must admit, this is some years ago, so I really don't remember all the details, but how it started was that we were a group of friends. We were on like 3-4 friends, and we were all playing together on the PlayStation 4, and that's how we knew each other. We knew each other through games online, so we never met each other. And one person in the group, I can't remember whom, it wasn't me, because I didn't know about Twitch at the time. So they were like, hey, I'm thinking of starting to stream on this site Twitch, and we're like, oh, intriguing, like that sounds fun and cool. So we did some research and we all started streaming together, or like we all made our own channels and we all started streaming, and we helped each other and were in each other's channels just to get at least that #1 viewer, and it was really fun. So that's kind of how we started. It was a little bit competitive, as it always is, but in a good manner, and we helped each other, and we grew. And how I stay motivated is I don't have an answer, because I don't always stay motivated. That's kind of why sometimes I go back to like save content, in terms of like I go back to some games that I feel like, okay, I can relax in here, I don't have to be too creative, I don't have to do too much, or I take on full-on breaks. Like last year in 2017, I took a break. I think it was a 3-month long break, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to come back. I felt I was stagnating. I wasn't really happy with how things weren't going anywhere, and I couldn't really see a way forward with it. I was thinking like, because are things taking up too much time? Is it is this the future I want it to be? And I was really questioning a lot of things. So I took that break. I was working on that festival that's here in Oslo. I was working on that for like 2 of those months, I think. And then I went to RTX London, the first RTX London that was arranged. And I went there with Joe and some other friends, and it was a lot of fun. It was my first convention, and it was my first Rooster Teeth convention. It was also my first time meeting Joe, so it was a lot of firsts, and it was also the first time I got recognized in public, and I died. It was amazing. We were eating together in this lunch area. I had this really pulled pork burger, so moist and so good, and it was sloppy, and I had freaking sauce and juice all over my face, and I was stuffing my face with fries when this guy leaned over this kind of half wall, and we're like, Yuhoui, is that you? I'm like, my freaking face stuffed. Not really be able to say anything, for like, yeah, it was me, and that was Junior Squire. He recognized me, and he was there cosplaying, and also being there as an audience, and it was so crazy cool. So we got to talk for a little bit, and it got my blood flowing. It was like, whoa, I want more of this. Like I got a spark of passion again, and then I did some more research, and I was like, you know what? If this feels good, if this, and I keep on thinking I want more of this, then why not go for it? So those were the questions, and thank you so much. I'm really happy that you guys are so interactive, and I'm really sorry that it's been taking such a long time. Thank you so much for your patience. Well, go check me out on Twitch. I stream a lot of fun games, and I would love to get to know you more. Boop.